Today we're going to be talking about something that just cannot happen. It just cannot, and I mean cannot happen in the WNBA right now. Because I think this would cause the biggest uproar in the history of sports. And it's the co-rookie of the year. I think that it would maybe make sense if the rookie of the year race was super close. But the problem is that it's genuinely like you're now seeing people that are not watching the games saying it should be co-rookie of the year. Because I think if it was, look, if Angel Reese pulls it back and takes over as rookie of the year, like I think, again, it was so neck and neck that it might have been co-rookie of the year 6 games ago. But I thought if Angel Reese pulls it back to the stage where nobody can decide again, like if she goes and averages 20 and 12 the rest of the way, and Caitlin Clark keeps doing what she's doing or regresses a little bit, then I would probably give it to Angel. I'd probably give it to Angel if that happens, but it's highly unlikely to happen. Especially because without Marina Mabrey, there's going to be more defensive focus on Angel Reese. But look, again, I've been proven wrong with a lot of stuff I've said about Angel Reese. So I'm cool with, again, if she goes and actually just takes it and takes over Rookie of the Year, that's incredible. And by the way, Rookie of the Year also should not be decided by who brings in the most attendance. And I don't care what anyone says. That should not be a factor in Rookie of the Year. Neither should pregame fits. Neither should aura. And neither should going out and getting in pictures with Pharrell and sitting courtside in Paris, games in Paris. That should not be taken into account for Rookie of the Year. And obviously that both of them are things that are like signs of the superstardom of these two rookies, but they're the two biggest superstars the women's game has ever seen, and no one's questioned that. But the Rookie of the Year race is not close. I'm going to be honest about that. The Rookie of the Year race right now is not close. The Rookie of the Year race is as close as the MVP race. Like, if you're talking about the MVP race, it's over. It's over. It's unanimous A'ja Wilson. If you don't vote for A'ja Wilson, you need to be named and shamed. And right now, if you were to vote right now, and you do not vote Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year, you need to be named and shamed. I will say, I think, because of how well A'ja's been, I think A'ja wins every single award this year. If they win the title and finals MVP, A'ja Wilson has had... She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT. No question about it. If they win this year, she wins MVP, DPOY, sets the all-time record in points, and rebounds, and leads the WNBA in blocks. I don't care that it's been, 7 seasons. She's the GOAT. A'ja Wilson is the GOAT if they win this year. Because she's going to sweep every single award. But with Rookie of the Year, I said this in a video that I recorded at home that I can't upload because there was some footage that, not necessarily, I'm 99% sure it's fair use, just having some issues with some copyright. And by the way, I'm never making another positive video about Angel Reese again because I just don't want to. I really like Angel Reese a player. I really like Angel Reese a person. I just don't want to because it just puts you in weird situations. I'd rather just become a Caitlin Clark fan channel at this stage. It's a lot less toxic than actually trying to, I don't even know. But but for Rookie of the Year, I think that if A'ja Wilson was not having the greatest season of all time, Caitlin Clark would be in the MVP conversation. She wouldn't be MVP, by the way. But last season, I think she's in that a rookie. The way Caitlin Clark's playing this year, I think she's in that conversation. I think she is. A'ja has just been so dominant this season that there's nobody other than A'ja Wilson in the MVP conversation. But I think if you're talking about all WNBA first team, I think Caitlin Clark is a guarantee on the second team. I think she's in that conversation for the first team. And if you're looking who are the top 10 players this season, it's been obviously A'ja 1, probably Fee 2, Breanna 3, Stewie 4 maybe. And then that kind of 5, 6, 7 is probably Jackie Young, Caitlin Clark, Neko Nwumake, Jonquel Jones, Alyssa Thomas. Those are the type of players in that section right there. And it's that's your all WNBA teams right now. And then you've got if you're talking about 6-15. Like Kennedy Carter again is probably all WNBA. And then that's the thing is like Angel Reese has probably been somewhere between 25 and 15 this season, which has been really good. But that's a gap between 20 and 10. There's a gap. Like between, let's just say, I'll put Angel Reese at her highest and Caitlin Clark at the lowest I can put Caitlin Clark. And there's still a 7 or 8 player gap in what I would rate them. But it is, like, it's going to keep it more interesting. But I don't see how you can watch these games and think it's close. I actually don't. And the only reason is, the turnovers. But I can't show clips because obviously I'm sorting all the copyright stuff out. I'm not even going to go there. But it should be sorted soon. That's all I can say. But the turnover, if a turnover comes from attempting the spectacular and taking risks, all the greatest passers are have high turnovers. Russell, not necessarily Russell Westbrook, but LeBron James, James Harden, Luka Doncic, these are the elite of the elite passers. You're going to turn the ball over, especially when you're as ball dominant as she is. Could they go down? Yeah, but I don't see there ever being a situation where I think Caitlin Clark could average 13 assists a game in a season if she has the right teammates. But she's never going to average less than 4 turnovers a game for her entire career. Just the way she plays. If Caitlin Clark was to average 3 or less turnovers per game, she would be worse because a lot of her game is predicated on taking risks. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, again, when it comes to turnovers, especially through the first maybe 10 games, I would say through the first 10 games, she threw a lot of really bad turnovers. And I think that's when I thought it was close. That's when it might have been close, was when Caitlin Clark was turning the ball over badly and was affecting her team. But we're seeing it now more than ever where it's like, okay, the assist to turnover ratio is now like 3-1. It's been like 2-3-1 through the last number of games. And that's when it's like, okay, that's cool. A 2-1 assist to turnover ratio is fine. Like it's the same assist to turnover ratio as Alyssa Thomas. It was just, there was a stage where it was 1-1 and it was bad. It was bad through about 10, 12 games. I'll even admit that. And that's when I thought it was really close. But right now, it should be unanimous. It wouldn't be unanimous if it was stopped right now, but it should be unanimous as far as the rookie of the year is concerned. But I will say that if you're asking me, like you're hearing NBA players now saying that it should be co-rookie of the year. You're hearing people aren't watching the game saying it's going to be co-rookie of the year. I've watched every Sky game. I've watched every Fever game. And I think without question, Angel Reese was a deserving All-Star. In the All-Star game, I think second half, Angel Reese was much better. I thought Angel Reese was spectacular. I think they both did different things really, really well. And it's like, do you value offensive rebounding or facilitating? And it just depends on what you value more, who played better. But I'm not going to argue with someone who thought Angel Reese played better than Caitlin Clark in that game. She was exceptional. She was brilliant. Like, why would I argue that? Like, that's a complete dumb argument. That's just depending on what you value. But over the course of the season, look, Caitlin Clark leads in every single statistical category other than rebounds. And she is also number 1 in rebounds for guards. I'm pretty sure she might end up with the highest rebound total ever for a point guard in her rookie year. And she is currently leading in points, assists, steals, blocks, field goal percentage, true shooting percentage, 3-point percentage, effective field goal percentage, free throw percentage. She's literally leading in every single stat. And her team has a better record. And she has just had 19 assists in a game. It's not close. She had a 24-19 game. The only time anyone has ever had over 16 assists in a game was in the bubble, so that doesn't really count. And she had 19 in a game where she had 24. In the history of the WNBA, the career leader in games were 20 plus points and 13 assists. It was 2. Caitlin Clark did it 4 times in 8 days, or 3 times in 8 days, sorry. She did 3 in 8 days. Like, it's just not close. And if Caitlin Clark does not end up winning Rookie of the Year, it will be the biggest robbery in the history of awards. It wouldn't be. The only way a robbery could be bigger is if A'ja Wilson doesn't win MVP. That's, in my opinion, that is how big the gap is. And it's not like, because Saying AJ Wilson is unanimous MVP is not insulting Fee Collier, who's been unbelievable this season. It's not insulting Sabrina Ionescu, who is hooping. But it's also the same thing by saying that Caitlin Clark being unanimous Rookie of the Year, it's not insulting Rickea Jackson, who is balling, and Angel Reese, who is having an unbelievably good, almost historic rookie year in her own right.